Ace Award for the Cats, Cops, and...
Stuff.
Cats, Cops, and Stuff. So I was close.
Yeah.
Cats, Cops, and Stuff won her an Ace Award. How many nights a year would you say you're on the road?
Oh, I don't know. I go out every week. You know, I be right back.
If those cats are home for weeks on end without their master, there's no telling what they'll do.
Well, you know, people say all the time that they're, like, away from home, and then if they're gone too much, like the cats do, like, bad things to their dwelling. Either my cats have always done bad things and I'm just used to it, or they're just used to me being gone, because they don't seem to... They throw up every day, but I don't see where that's a reaction to anything in particular, other than they're, like, bulimic and just aren't really satisfied with how they look.
Do they... Do they at least have the decency to sort of find a place to puke, or what?
No, absolutely not. No, in fact, you know what? Now I think in those terms all the time. I was kind of looking at this carpeting and I said, hey, nice carpeting. Gee, I couldn't have it. My cat Mowgli died last week. I didn't take him to... Well, yeah, but, you know, what are you going to do? It's a cat. I didn't take him to the vet right away, even though he was sick, because I wanted to make sure he wasn't faking it. Just trying to get out of his little cat responsibilities.
How much different is your stage show than what we see of you on Letterman or the...
I like to start with, hi, my name is, you know.
So there's stuff that works in concert. If you went out, did an hour on stage, and then took the best 5 minutes of that hour, is that guaranteed to work on Letterman or...
Well, there was a mother in this town in Florida that got very upset because the Starfish goes to 33 countries. And 33 times 2 is 66, and 666 is the devil's number. So they were convinced that this was somehow a secret message. And as I read this book about these complaints, I thought it really made me laugh, because in my hometown, in the 7th grade, I took an English course called Witchcraft. This is pretty much right on the money there. That was, every now and then my hometown would be really cool, you know. You're there. Huh. I wonder if anybody's really looked into the death of Darren recently.
Well, there were 2 Darrens, so right there you got a conspiracy theory. I think Oliver Stone is working on it, as a matter of fact.
I have a theory, actually, I have a theory that Oliver Stone's not going to live out the year, and that they're going to say it was that same bullet.
Just still ricocheting.
Yeah, it just come to life and nabbed another one. Darn that bullet. I have a book about the CIA that I was reading, and I lost it on an airplane. I assume I lost it. Though the fact that it was a book about the CIA troubles me to begin with. It was like this thick. It was called The Agency, The Rise and Decline of the CIA. And I'm not even sure how they can write a book this thick about the CIA, because I thought it was supposed to be secret and stuff. But my guess was, I always had said, I used to kid around about it, saying, I'll bet you they never anticipate you're finishing the book. And in fact, it disappeared before I could complete reading it. So something, yeah, one of the Darrens took it.
Would someone drop was once the head?
About that, don't you think?
Well, you know, President Bush was once the head of the CIA.
I knew that.
And I know you have a theory, which the CIA might still be interested in, a theory about President Bush and his electability.
I do have a theory about that. You know, the first time he was elected, and I shudder at the thought that there will be a second time, people. The first time he was elected was one of the most, that day was one of the most depressing days of my life. Not just because I didn't want him to be president, although clearly that is the case, but also because it seemed to me that everybody else was pretty darn comfortable with it. Pretty peppy, pretty cheery. And I couldn't figure out how I'd gone that far astray from my fellow man, basically, you know, and I tried to think if there were things that I do maybe that other people don't do that had set us apart, or stuff that other people do that I don't do. And I got thinking about it, I realized, you know, I don't eat nuts at all. And not only do I not eat nuts, but they're always trying to get me to. For example, I'll be on a plane and the stewardess goes by with a little snack cart. I say, no nuts for me, thank you. I fall asleep, I wake up, there's a foil pouch of nuts in my lap, which I find very strange.
Aha! We have here the source of your difficulty with flight attendants, because what do they offer more than anything else? Tasty nuts, cashews, almonds, peanuts, honey roasted in many cases.
And they feel so happy about it. And trying to get them not to give it to you, because they're basically CIA operatives, is one of my theories. Because the other thing is, if you eat like a brownie, for example, I'm a chocolate lover, like the next human being. When I go to, the other day I bought a brownie, and I always check to make sure that there's no nuts in there. Check all 4 sides. There will not be like one nut on the exterior. And yet you bite in, and what's right in the center? Nuts. Couldn't they be served on the side where you could smush them in? Certainly. But they want them hidden in there. I feel that they're in there to change. I feel that they're in there to change my presidential opinion. The other day I was eating at a pizza place, kind of had a menu for pizza. They had this big long list of junk you could have. I mean, like snow peas and goat cheese were on this menu. Actually, cheese and tomatoes were on the list, so I called the waitress over. I go, listen, I just want a normal pizza, if I could, please. You know, I want mushrooms, cheese, and tomatoes. She brings the pizza over. I took a little bite, and there was walnuts in there. I was pretty upset about it. I called her over. I go, there are walnuts in my pizza. And she goes, oh, yes, we put walnuts in our pizza. I go, you mean to tell me I have to specifically ask for cheese and tomatoes? But walnuts come in a pizza automatically? And she said, yes, but I think if you have a little bite, you'll enjoy it. So I took a small bite, and she said, don't you think Bush would make a good president? So you can see, I admit that openly, but you can see that there's something very conspiratorial in that.
Well, and these conspiracy theories are complicated, and you have to stick with them before you eventually find, you know, kind of the Rosetta Stone of the whole thing.
Absolutely. Rosetta Stone. What is a Rosetta Stone?
Well, the Rosetta Stone of something is the thing that is the key to the whole riddle.
And you couldn't have just said key to the whole riddle? Had to make me feel a little stupid?
The show's been on the air almost 4 years, and I haven't had a chance to say Rosetta Stone yet, and now it's out of my system.
You know,
if you have a Rosetta Stone in your system, it's so hard to pass that you just want to get rid of it as soon as you can.
I understand exactly what you're saying.
Just settle
I'm
in.
a little hurt that you'd... You know, I know with the other people you have on your program there's some sort of time limit, but I'm a little hurt that you'd apply that to me.
But I feel that if we go any longer, we'll just have to edit out quality material.
I hate the word edit.
So then why don't you just come back another time, and we'll pick up right where we left off, except for these two questions.
I know you're just saying, why don't I come back so that I'll leave now?